What's going on, beautiful people? Hope everyone is well. I'm going to take a minute and talk about a clip that I saw earlier today pertaining to former NBA star Delonte West, formerly of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I can't remember any other team that he played on right off the top, but that was the most notable team. One, because he played with LeBron James, and two, because he allegedly had a romantic affair with LeBron's mother. So that was a whole nother story. But I want to see if I could somewhat break down and get some understanding. You all can help me get some understanding as to how this brother got to this stage in his life. And he's only, I think, 36 years old, maybe 37, something like that. So it's really ugly. So going from the most recent incident to as far back as I can think to go, and reports have come out on it, and see what we can break down here. So let's start back at the beginning here. No, at the end, which this should be. The end is just yesterday a video came out about him being jumped in the middle of the street, jumped on by one guy and just being pummeled. Clearly physically he wasn't able to defend himself, and he's beat up, he's arrested, and then he's ranting and raving about he's the real president of the United States and he's Donald Trump, and a few other just things he said that just were really kind of out of bounds and didn't make any sense to him or anyone for that matter. Well, maybe it made sense to him, but to no one around him. But you have that. And then we dig a little deeper, and where I think it gets to be a little more annoying is you have people who are recording this and no one is there to help. But everyone's got their phones out. They want to get a recording of this. They want to be the first person to put it on the net, for likes. We know what it's about. You try to get stuff on video so you can get it out there and everyone will think you're so cool because you got it out before anybody, or you were present when this foulness was going on. So you got that aspect of it. And then you go a little deeper and you say, all right, this brother made upwards of $16 million in his rather short career. But nonetheless, he made upwards of $16 million. And he's living out on the street, under a train or in a tunnel or, under a bridge somewhere, whatever. And then we'll dig a little deeper. And we'll say, there was no training, no encouragement, no guidance when it came to investing the money that he made over the time period that he was in the NBA. And again, he's only 36 or 37 years old. $16 million, 36, 37 years old. There's no way that money should be gone that quickly. And then we dig a little deeper. He's playing on a professional basketball team where for all kinds of physical needs, there are doctors, there are specialists to take care of everything from a hangnail, to a broken femur. I mean, they get you back, get you up and on the court, and you're ready to go. But there's nobody there that has the mental doctor capabilities. All right, so then we dig a little deeper and we say, okay, this guy went to a major college, St. Joseph's, I think it is. St. Joseph, one or two. St. Joseph's was part of at that time, they were one of the elite teams in college basketball. I remember he, along with his backcourt mate, Jameer Nelson. I think they went like 0-15 or something at some point and got to the NCAA tournament, and then that's when they lost, but still it was a major accomplishment. All right. And then I'll go to high school. So we're going backwards on the timeline. High school, likely this brother was, all over the place in terms of different tournaments and teams and coaches and advisors and so on and so forth. And then we'll just take it back one more step and say, his home life. So the reason I'm going through all that, and I thought it was necessary, don't mean to be long-winded, but the reason I'm going through all of that is because I want to point out that, he had all these situations and people that were in his life through this trail that he traveled, this path that he traveled, and no one, not one person, identified that this brother, who now we clearly see had some sort of mental issue that's now got him living in the streets, speaking incoherently, thinking irrationally. He's unsafe to himself. He's unsafe to others. He's unsafe by himself, which is what he is. He's by himself. And it's amazing that he's still alive, because this is something that apparently he's been dealing with since leaving the NBA not too long ago. It makes you wonder what the importance of people are in other people's lives. Like, I just don't believe that people who are around him, some, probably throughout his entire journey through basketball, couldn't suspect that there was something wrong with him from time to time. Did those people just ignore it because they were looking to profit off of him? Did they ignore it because they didn't understand it? I don't know, but I have to believe that even if you ignored it, you saw it was something. You personally can ignore it, but why not bring it to somebody else's attention to hopefully get your friend, your son, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, your boyfriend some help. Help that obviously we see was very much needed for him, that has not come and is, for all intents and purposes, it seems like it's too late. Mental health in the black community, and more especially amongst black men, is critical these days. Now, for a minute, I thought, that's just that new tagline that everyone's hanging on to. Oh, I'm a mental health expert, or you need mental health, or your mental stability is gone. Every few years or so, we get these these phrases that we hang on to, and everyone wants to sound so intelligent because they use them. But obviously, this one is not one of those. This is one of those that has been covered up for many, many years, and it's coming out, and it's coming out to be really ugly. We really need to talk, men. We really need to talk. We really need to figure out. And when I say talk, I don't necessarily mean the one with the problem all the time, because when you have a problem, you may not know it. So it's those of us who speak and relate to these other men. We need to pay more attention. One of the things I always say is, when you ask somebody or say to someone, that's the difference. When you say to someone, how you doing? You're just saying. There's nothing behind it. Ask someone, how you doing? Get some information. Figure out what's going on with them. Dig a little bit. Yes, you might get some pushback. Yes, you might get some fuss. You might not get anything at all, but you have to be diligent in inquiring as to what's going on with those that you care for. This is a sad story. What's happened to this young brother, and I can only hope that with such a platform such a pedestal, believe it or not, that he was put on with this latest video, that now someone will come to his aid and get him off the streets and into a facility where he can get the help that he's dying for. Let's just put it that way. Peace and blessings.